After a couple of weeks away on holiday, I'm back and I'm ready to bring you a brand new movie review. So thank you for anyone who has been watching the channel over the last couple of weeks while I've been away in Florida. But now I'm back and I've checked out Olivia Wilde's brand new movie and her second ever feature, Don't Worry Darling. With all the controversy that's happened outside of this movie, is the movie itself actually any good? Well, let's find out. Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to the channel and thank you so much for taking your own time out to check out this movie review. My name's Mike, my channel's called Did You See That? And on here I cover movie reviews, TV series, adventure days, about pop funkos, Back to the Future, vlogs and so many other cool stuff coming to the channel very shortly, including a lot of reviews of my Florida trip, including the Halloween Horror Nights review as well, so stick around for that. But anyway, Don't Worry Darling is directed by Olivia Wilde, starring people such as Florence Pugh, Harry Styles, Chris Pine, Gemma Chan, Olivia Wilde herself, and so many other big names. And essentially the plot of this movie is it's set around the 1950s kind of timepiece in this idolized community of Victoria, where we see our two leads, Harry Styles and Florence Pugh, Jack and Alice, who live together in this kind of community. However, Alice is starting to suspect that things aren't what they seem, and when she kind of scratches the surface of that, maybe they aren't what they seem. And that's all I'm going to say, because I don't want to give any spoilers in this review. So going into it, being honest with you, I completely ignored the outside things and press of whatever this movie has had, because I don't think that is fair to judge this movie based on those things. Are they hard to ignore? Yeah, kind of for sure, but I'm not here to comment on those kind of things. Now, going into this, I had previously watched Olivia Wilde's movie Booksmart, which I actually really enjoyed at the time when it came out, and I think I revisited it once, and I enjoyed that movie. I thought it was pretty well done, to be honest with you, and very smart and humorous. So going into this, I was kind of intrigued as to where it would go, but I will say that I am a huge fan of Florence Pugh. I think she is a great, phenomenal actress and definitely one of the best younger actresses anyway, working today. Harry Styles, I'm not a huge fan of his, being honest with you, although I will commend him in the performance he did in Dunkirk. But yeah, going into this movie, I kind of kept it as a kind of like mid-level expectations, if that, and I will say there's elements of this I was very pleasantly surprised by, but I will say there's also elements of this I wasn't too big of a fan of. So let's get into some positives right now, which is by far the biggest standout and highlight of this movie is Florence Pugh. She helps carry over the script. You help kind of believe and buy into her character. She's a likable character, but also she's a character that has a lot of sense written in her character, and I really admire that. But you don't get me wrong, there might be odd little dumb decision here there that she makes, but for 90% of this movie, she actually makes smart decisions. She's kind of switched on, being like, okay, well, what is actually happening here, or what is going on here? Something doesn't seem quite right, and I really like that you can buy into her character and follow her on this journey as she's trying to get answers as to if anything is going on, and if it is, what is going on. So I really like that element of it. The acting overall, I would say, is done pretty well. I will say that I was pretty impressed by Harry Styles as well. I think he gives a good performance. The chemistry between him and Florence Pugh at times worked well. There is times where I think it didn't really as such, but overall, like, his acting and like the range that he was able to deliver, whether it was like a soft spoken line or whether it's one where he's kind of elevating his voice and shouting, I think he delivered it pretty well, and I was pretty impressed by what I saw, especially for a guy who ultimately is a music artist, you know, so I could definitely give him props. I like the kind of timepiece setting here, the 1950s, and the cinematography, how it was laid out. For the most part, I believe that I was in the 1950s. I really liked the timepiece and how they kind of showcase that. In terms of like recent movies that I've seen that kind of developed kind of like a timepiece sequence that I really enjoyed, is The Last Night in Soho, which came out last year, 2021, as of this review. Yeah, I do like the timepiece setting in here, and the cinematography I think definitely has a lot going for it to kind of sink you into this world and be like, okay, right, well, this is just a smaller community. I will say though, Olivia Wilde is wearing a terrible wig in this movie. I'm pretty sure it's a wig anyway. If I'm not, please correct me in the comments below, but it seemed like it was, and I was just like, yeah, that does not look real at all. I know she was trying to sell the timepiece a little bit more, but Florence Pugh, I think, did that perfectly, even with kind of maybe her normal hairstyle, or even like an extensions kind of wig, I guess, so to say. But at least it was more believable that there was a twist in this movie. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Elements of that twist, after coming out of the movie, watching it fold out on the screen, I was certainly interested, and I was like, oh wow, okay, cool. Kind of like how that paid off. But then it goes into my negatives, where I think that the writing overall leading into that twist and how they kind of end that twist, I personally wasn't a huge fan of. I think it could have been done a lot better, especially with this slow burn movie. It is a really slow burn movie, and I was like, okay, great, we're gonna maybe have some big payoff here, we're gonna have some maybe amazing finale. Yeah, no, we don't really kind of get that, and I think that's a big shame and a big missed opportunity, especially as this movie is purposely done to be a slow burn, to have that big reward and payoff and be like, right, well, thank you for your time, thank you for sitting here and watching this, here's your payoff as kind of a reward. And I feel like it didn't really deliver that, which is a shame, because I feel as if there could have been big potential for that there. And there's also, and I don't know if it's maybe just me that noticed this, but there was one shot in this movie that annoyed me, and it might be the minest of things, but it really annoyed me. And that is when Harry Styles' character of Jack is coming into the kitchen after this kind of like confrontation scene and such. That's all I'm going to say. Comes into the kitchen, and you can clearly see Florence Pugh's character of Alice sat at the table. Now, he has like a glass, I believe, on the table, so he's clearly walking on the frame to grab that glass that's like right here on the table. However, the camera cuts, shows like half, not even the top half of his body, just like his legs, grab the glass. Then all of a sudden, like, another cut. Then he's, like, leaning into, like, literally the sitting room that's attached right to it to then go sit down. But it was just such, like, a random cut. I was like, why was that there? Like, was that made by, like, a 2-year-old? I really, really don't know. So, ultimately, I will say, Don't Worry, Darling, I think has deserved a lot of hate that it doesn't deserve, being honest with you. I did enjoy the movie. Can I say that I would go back and rewatch it? I think maybe on like a further rewatch, I might like this movie more. Maybe I might be able to pick up on a couple of things and be like, oh, right, okay, so this connects in more with this, or this is what maybe leads to this kind of thing. Like, I understood the movie, don't get me wrong. It's just, I think sometimes on a rewatch, especially kind of these type of movies, you notice like little things more and more when you watch them like a second time round. So yeah, I will say that maybe I would rewatch this again, but I'm not in an urgent rush to do that. So have you seen Don't Worry, Darling? Are you going to check it out? Leave any and all comments down below. As for my score for this movie, I'm going to rate this a 3 out of 5 stars. So thank you so much for watching this review. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. And I also want to give a special shout out to my awesome Patreons, who 8 of them have YouTube channels. Their name channels are in the description box below, so please go subscribe to them. And that is Adam from over at What the Gym, Elliot at IMO Review, Tyler Babb at his channel Tyler Babb in the Rendered Image, AJ Ford at his channel AJ Ford, Jason from his channel Jason the Old Millennial, D Movie Man from his channel D Movie Man, Ryan from RWR Movie Reviews, Josh from Klassic Reviews, and we've also got Micheal O. So a big special thank you to my awesome Patreons. If you do want to join, the link is down below. £2 per month. You get access to early videos. You get to say what comes onto the channel. You get a shout out on every single video, and there's more content coming very, very shortly. But thank you so much for tuning into this review. Until the next time I see you, I'll be seeing you later.